But let's go ahead and move on to the first topic of the day. And it is a sad one, unfortunately, because, I want everybody to be healthy. And it does not seem that way on the surface for one of our favorite actors right now in Hollywood, or at least for myself, if you're a fan of the MCU. We're talking about the gentleman by the name of Thor, aka Chris Hemsworth. Unfortunately, he is having to step away from acting. And I have this report right here from Huffington Post for topic number one. Chris Hemsworth reveals he is taking time off from acting after Alzheimer's revelation. This is horrible. The actor discovered he is genetically predisposed to development the disease during a recent episode of Disney Plus's Limitless. I don't know if you guys have seen that before, but let me know in the comment section if it's any good. And guys, if you're watching this via live or on the replay, there's a link down to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. Chris Hemsworth is stepping back from acting after discovering he's genetically predisposed to develop Alzheimer's disease. The Thor actor discovered the news while filming the 5th episode of the Disney Plus series Limitless, in which he meets with a doctor and discovers he has a genetic predisposition for the progressive disease that destroys memory and other important mental functions. Hemsworth DNA contains 2 copies of the APOE4 gene, making his chance of developing the progressive neurologic disorder 8 to 10 times higher than the average person's. Damn. He told Vanity Fair in an article published Thursday that after learning the news, he plans to pause his work after wrapping up his press tour for the documentary series. That's just horrible. The 39-year-old's grandfather was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and he told Vanity Fair a bit more about it. I'm not sure he actually remembers much anymore. He slips in and out of a Dutch, which is his original language, Hemsworth said. He'll be talking in Dutch and English and then mash up and then maybe some other new words as well. The Australian actor revealed that filming the episode about such a heavy topic made him realize he's not ready to go yet. The genetic revelation also led to him meeting with deaf doulas for the series' final episode. Though Hemsworth said it's not like I've been handed my resignation, he admitted the culmination of experiences gave him the nudge to take time off from acting, which I agree with wholeheartedly. It really triggered something in me to want to take some time off, Hemsworth said. And since we finished the show, I've been completing the things I was already contracted to do. The star already wrapped up production on his upcoming movies, Netflix Extraction 2 and George Miller's Mad Max Fury Road prequel, Furiosa. Now, when I finish this tour week, I think I'm going to go home and I'm going to have a good chunk of time off and just simplify, he added. Be with the kids, be with my wife. Hemsworth and his wife, Elsa Pataky, 46, share 3 children, 10 years old and 2 8-year-old twins. The father, 3, went on to share that Disney presented him a version of Limitless Sans diagnosis, but he was firm about keeping the full version. Look, if this is motivator for people to take a better care of themselves and also understand that there are steps you can take, then fantastic, Hemsworth said. He added, my concern was I just didn't want to manipulate it and over to dramatize it and make it into some sort of hooky grab at empathy or whatever for entertainment. I respect that too. Hemsworth, who suited up for over 8 MCU films as the Hammer, Wood, and God of Thunder, also shared an interview that he's completely open to revisiting the titular character at some point, which we will discuss next. I've always loved the experience, the actor said, by playing Thor. I've been very thankful I've been able to do something different each time. Episodes of Limitless are now streaming on Disney Plus. Man, that's horrible, man. That's an understatement to say, but that is very, very sad. I mean, to lose your memory, Alzheimer's. Oh, I mean, I just pray that that doesn't happen to anybody. That's just serious. I don't blame him. He says, I'm taking a break. Got a little coin in the bank. I'm going to spend some time with the family, the wife, or the kids. And that makes sense for me. Those are the people that love you most, hopefully. And so those are the people that you want to spend, your time with. And I really do like Chris Hemsworth as an actor, as a performer. He's very talented, very entertaining for the most part, I think. And I want to see him reign supreme in his roles that he takes on as long as possible. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do and take a break. And I respect that again wholeheartedly. And so hopefully it won't develop any further, and he can continue to do what he wants to do. But yeah, that is terrible, Marvels. Yeah, Hemsworth must be devastated. I agree. Pretty B, yeah, so sad. Hope he can find preventative treatment. Glad he's taking a break. Me too. Hope he takes all the time he needs. I agree. Marcy X, good evening, chat. Sorry I have not been around. It's really busy Oh, you good, man. You good. I'm glad you made it tonight too. Zia, it's sad to watch loved ones go through Alzheimer's. I hope he finds preventative treatment. Same here. Kenny Pierce, being an actor with Alzheimer's would be wild. I couldn't imagine. Exactly. Let's see here. Infinity War was Thor's greatest Thor. True. Soto, this is a sad thing. With that being said, I guess Marvel will have to cancel Thor. God will call you out to see what you're going to do. I don't want to jump the gun, because he just said that he doesn't mind coming back, but we'll see. Of course, he's going to get all the prayers and all the love of Kev. He shouldn't have to worry about it for a while. Hopefully not. Actors with Alzheimer's sound like an SNL skit. Really? Interesting. The Big Auntie, I love that he decided to keep the original version. That's very personal for him to share, and it's not to say he does have and it's not to Jesus, and it's not and it's not say he does have it or will, just that his chances are higher than most. Right on. Sevon Smith, Ronald Reagan had it and lived a long time. Right, and I don't think it's fatal, but hopefully Chris Hemsworth can live a long time and not have it as well.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Well, you guys know what that means. Coming to the stage.
You call. I'm gonna clean you out again.
Welcome, I'm Lando Calrissian. I'm the administrator of this facility.
Wookiees stand out in the crowd. It's good to see you too, old buddy.
We had each other.
Hold on, Chewie.
Yes, it's Mr. Elliot with Movie Files, aka Lando Calrissian, keeping us safe from those evil white supremacists in deep space. My brother, how you doing today? How you doing?
Doing good, man. How you doing on this Sunday, man? I know your team winning. Sound like you had a good holiday, man. So sound like you're doing good as well, B.
I am doing well, man. I'm doing well, and now especially with you here, sir. I really do appreciate it. How was your holiday?
Good, man. Hey, it was laid back. A lot of my family lives in different parts of the country, or part of the country, part of the state. So I didn't do any traveling this year. So I just kind of, me and the homie, the doggy, chilled at home, made a little food and finished some leftovers today. So it was very laid back. And as you know, B, we got our for consideration stuff. So I had a lot of movies to keep me occupied, man.
Yes,
so that's what I did the last few days, just chill and watch some movies, man.
Yes, I got they were just coming. I kept getting those knocks at the door, like I feel like nobody over. Who is this? You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up right there, man. You talked about food, man. I thought I finished it early this morning, but I got one more plate left of leftovers. I got one more serving of macaroni. I got some stuffing. I think I'm out of ham. And I think I just got macaroni and stuffing left. Gotcha. And so I'm gonna turn it up as soon as we're done here. Yes, but I do appreciate it, man, and I'm glad you and Thor had a good. Thor is the name of his dog. If you guys didn't know, I didn't want them to get confused because we're talking about Chris Hemsworth. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Elliot with Movie Files, aka Lando. If you love what he has to say, his handle is on the screen for social media. He's in the description box of this video, and like always, he is on my channel tab right here. So show him some love and make sure this man gets to 50K subs before the year is out, or I'm canceling my YouTube channel. I'm joking. I wouldn't do that. But now, Elliot, thank you for being here, man. We're on topic number one right now, just talking about the devastating news of Chris Hemsworth having to take a break from acting because he has Alzheimer's, or the beginning stages of it. And so, how do you feel about that, man? I'm pretty sure you heard about this. Are you
Yeah.
concerned? Does it? Can you relate? Do you have? I mean, I don't want to ask you your personal information, but
Mhm.
how has this affected you? What do you take of it?
Yeah, no. To be honest with you, I haven't really looked into because I know it's based on the doc that he put on Disney Plus a couple weeks ago, Limitless or whatnot. So I've only seen the clip, and yeah, I mean, of course, you hear anyone, whether it's celebrity or a friend or a family member, you never want to hear someone potentially losing their memory, man. That's some sad. And I haven't personally been affected with someone in my family, but I had other close people to me who was affected by it, and it's a sad thing to see. And again, based on that clip that I saw, he expressed that sadness. I don't want to forget my family, my wife, and all the stuff I've accomplished. So that's sad to hear. But as far as what I've understood from just that snippet of the clip, it wasn't saying that he has it. It was just saying that it's a high potential that he could get it when he's at that point of his life. So hopefully, knock on wood, with the success he's had with Marvel and other projects, that he has the best doctors possible to, to fight this and to come out on the other side potentially and come and have all the precautions to potentially prevent this from ever happening to him. So, not to write his name in a gravestone quite yet, but I think hopefully it passes him up. And if it does come about, I think it'll be quite a long time before he actually, sees the symptoms really hit him on that level. But neither here nor there, man. It is sad to hear, but I hope that everything works out for him, man.
Same here, man. Same here. Well said. Nice, kind words. And Chris, if you're hearing this, if you're watching us, man, we care about you. We love you, man. We want you to be well, and we're sending all our prayers and love out there to you. And hopefully, we can get past this. Not just so you can continue to entertain us, just so you can be well and happy and fulfilled in your life. And so, and thank you for what you have done so far. And so. Hopefully, he can, he can put this behind us. We all can, and move on with our lives in a positive way. So, And Elliot, if I didn't express it already, again, thank you so much for being here, bro. I really do appreciate it. So, thank you.
It's been a minute, so I had to come and join and say what's up to everyone, man, and everyone in your chat.
Yes, sir. I'm glad you did. But speaking of the same actor, Chris Hemsworth, and the name of your dog, Thor, we're staying on this topic somewhat because in that past article, he was like, "Hey, I enjoy, playing Thor, but if I'm going to continue, things may have to be a little bit different." And that's what brings us to topic number 2. This is coming from ScreenRant.com. Thors MCU Return needs a drastically different tone, says Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth thinks Thor needs a drastically different tone compared to Thor Love and Thunder's comedy if he's ever going to return to the MCU. Elliot, before even getting into this, I love this already. And guys, if you're watching this via live or on the replay, there's a link down to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. And it goes on to say, now that several months have passed since Thor Love and Thunder's release, Hemsworth is beginning to open up more about his experience on the film and what he wants to see from Thor in the MCU when he returns. The actor recently spoke to Josh Horowitz from the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, and the topic of Thor's future inevitably came up. Hemsworth was asked what's to come next for the God of Thunder after playing so many iterations of the character. He admitted that Thor's MCU return should have a drastically different tone than what audience have seen recently. You look at Thor 1 and 2, they were quite similar. Ragnarok and Love and Thunder are similar. I think it's about reinventing it. I've had such a unique opportunity with Infinity War and Endgame to do very drastic things with the character. I enjoy that. I keep people on their toes. It keeps me on my toes. It keeps me invested. I've said this before, but when it becomes too familiar, I think there's a risk it's getting lazy. Then because I know what I'm doing, I don't know if I'm even invited back. But if I was, I think I would have to be drastically different version in tone. Everything just for my own sanity. Thor lost his mind, that last one. He's got to figure it out now. Elliot, I love this, man. This makes me very, very happy. Because I mean, we were all critical of the last iteration of Thor Love and Thunder, you especially. So how do you feel about this, man? Does it make you happy? Does it make you sad? Do you agree or disagree? How do you feel, sir?
First off, man, shout out to the chat. I'm reading the comments on the side here. They're cracking me up, man. We got some Love and Thunder lovers out there, and being sarcastic. A lot of people hated that film. But no, man, I definitely agree. He said it perfectly in his comments there. Just following the trajectory of the character. 1 and 2 were similar in a sense. 1 was definitely the more Shakespearean, serious version of the character with a tinge of comedy every now and then, because it played to the idea of the fish out of water story with "give me more" and all that stuff that he was doing in the first film. The second one kind of played a little bit on what we saw him in Avengers, with a little bit of seriousness, with a little bit of comedy, and we saw that a little bit more highlighted in Dark World. But when we got to Ragnarok, we saw more of that just kind of looser version of Hemsworth. Because one thing that a lot of people forget about Chris Hemsworth is that he has great comedic chops, man. He saved a lot of terrible movies in my eyes in the sense of making them at least watchable. I'm thinking of the Ghostbuster films, the road trip movie that he was in with Ed Helms. Like, he was the highlight of those movies because he actually has good comedic timing. So I think as an actor, he wanted to kind of show us that he can hit those beats. So that's when we saw Ragnarok taking on that, version of the character. And then he mentioned in the comments the Infinity War and Endgame. And particularly for me, it's Infinity War. That has been easily the best version of the character. It took in the seriousness of Thor, of him losing his family, losing his eye, losing his hammer, all that stuff. But then having a little comedic moments with Rocket and all the different Guardian moments. So that to me is like the quintessential version of what I would like to see from a Thor character moving forward, even in game to a certain extent. Because he was, woe is me. He was in his feelings. He gained some weight, whatnot. And then when we saw him putting on, fighting against Thanos, I was like, oh, I'm glad we're on the same page and all. And when he was, that's some great Thor stuff. And unfortunately, him and Taika wanted to do a 2-hour Saturday Night Live sketch, and that's exactly what they did, which is unfortunate because it made the character just seem like a joke at this point. So I'm glad that Chris can realize that is definitely time to pivot. It doesn't mean he has to be straight up on full and seriousness, but it means that he wants to bring a little bit more a different complexity, more layers, and it might be his final chapter, come to Thor 5, if that's even the case. A Thor 5 might not be in the cards. It might just be the next time we see him in Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty or whatnot. So I'm glad that Chris acknowledges that it's time to pivot and it's time to do something new.
Yeah, man. I agree. Hopefully, these comments are funny.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we will see a Thor 5. I think we can probably max it out at 6 films.
Ooh, 6 Thor films.
Because I just want them to stretch it out as much as possible, and I still want to see what is his name, Better Bill. I still want to see Better Bill.
Yeah.
And there's other characters that surround Thor's lore, his world, that we want to see. I wouldn't also mind seeing a prequel, seeing Odin fight Surtur, we didn't even really get to see Thor fight Surtur. Hulk threw a punch at him barely in Ragnarok, but it's just a missed opportunity, in my opinion, which really sucks. I just want to see, and like he said himself, Thor 1 and 2 was similar, and then 3 and 4 was more goofy. But I just want 5 and 6 or just 5 to be completely badass. I know I sent this the other day, but I really do want to see him use this attack in the MCU.
For Odin! For Asgard!
Why haven't we seen that yet, Elliot? Why?
Listen, this is my favorite Thor, Ragnarok, when he's on that the Rainbow Bridge and he's coming down on Hela's minions. That was kind of a homage to Thor putting down his hammer, and also, of course, in Infinity War, bring me Thanos. We've gotten hints of that. So hopefully, like you said, in Come 5, it's just straight up, God tier Thor.
Right. Yes, perfectly said. God tier Thor. That's definitely what I want to see. I think we're gonna get it. The films make money, Ragnarok, that's at the highest at 853. That's not it. At 853 worldwide. But it was a bit of a dip between 760, about 100 million less.
Right.
But we have to remember that this not Ragnarok, but Love and Thunder didn't play in China, Russia, and some other larger territories. Because you see here, the domestic for Ragnarok was 315.
Right.
But the domestic for Love and Thunder was 343. So that raised, and it probably would have, if it got a China release, it probably would have either came in right at the same as Ragnarok,
Right.
or
on
made
the
more.
numbers.
So
Right. I agree.
you know, so yeah, we'll just have to see. And you know, of course, it passes on Rotten Tomatoes, and so you know, it's it got a 64%. The last one, the first one got a 77, and Ragnarok got a 93. Damn, a 93. I don't know it was that high. So
yeah, Ragnarok's so much fun.
yeah, it was. And so hopefully, again, Chris, we're praying for you about the Alzheimer's, man. And if you want to come back, I do agree that we do need a drastic change. And with that drastic change, Elliot, do we need a new director as well, or do you want Taika to come back?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's time for Taika to move on. And this is coming from a Taika fan. Hunt the Wilder People, What They Do in the Shadows, Jojo Rabbit, and Ragnarok. Great film. He's a great director, man. I think sometimes we we're down and out on Thor: Love and Thunder, but he's a fantastic director. And if it wasn't for his episodes of Star Wars, it makes me a little bit excited for what he can do in that world with the Mandalorian. So, but I think it's time for him to move on. And someone mentioned in the chat one director, which I don't ever think Robert Eggers. Someone said I would love to see the Northman director do that, which is Robert Eggers. I don't think he would ever do a big blockbuster film like that, but someone in that vein who has a little bit more of that seriousness, a little bit more edginess to their filmmaker would be someone that I would like to see tackle Thor. And I don't even know, a Thor 5. That I don't know if that's in the cards, B, but we'll see. If we do get that, I would love to see someone else take the realm.
We'll see. But guys, thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. I'm just also looking at these comments here. Man, I was about to say something else, but it just slipped my mind. But if it comes up, I'll come back to this. But I don't know. I want to see a Thor 5. I think, and just me in general, I want the MCU to last as long as possible. So I'm thinking hopefully that we can get a minimum of 6 solo films for each character. For every character. Okay. Ant-Man, Iron Man comes back.
No, thank you for no Ant-Man. Yeah. I don't want no 6 Ant-Man movies. I'm good.
I hate on my Ant-Man, but guys, again, if you're watching this via live on the replay, there's a link down to this article in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure.